beautiful shining stars. Sorry, I have this in the way. Still in the way. Anywho, welcome to our coffee chat. So we're having coffee time with Daisy Rose. I'm trying not to burn down everything. Okay, sorry. This is how what happens in the lives is like always you can't really edit, so it's like here I am. All right, so I hope you brought your coffee. So if you're watching this another time that is not live, make yourself a nice cup of coffee and enjoy our chat. So here at Coffee Time with Daisy, I like to just kind of talk about different subjects, different questions that you guys send, projects that I'm working on. Example, right now, I'm really working on my Patreon, and we're doing a lot of rituals and magic. We're using different seals of Solomon through the different energies and the different days of the week to enhance our manifestations. I have one client who's in a bit of a rut. They've been stuck there for, oh my God, I'm shaking the whole table. Sorry, guys. They've been stuck in that energy for a little while, and I'm using these energies to help them get out of this rut so they can start manifesting. I talked about this in one of my other lives, is that just like everything, sometimes we hit kind of like plateau in anything that we're trying to do in life. And that happens when we're trying to do the same thing to get results, right? So it's almost like we get used to it, our body gets used to it, our reality gets used to certain things. So certain things will not, like, they won't manifest. You're like, oh my God, what's going on? I have to change this up. This used to work really well. It's not working. What do I have to do? So sometimes we have to just kind of like change things up to get different results. And you're going to laugh at this. So something that I did today, even my daughter was like, Mom, and it started when I went to the shopping in the supermarket. I usually park in a set place because I like to avoid people and traffic and the cars. So I park like super far. And then today I parked, I didn't even get off, but I parked, it was for her. So when she gets out, my car's right there, right? She didn't even see me, and she ended up walking all the way to it, and she's like, Mom, I'm gonna smell like sun-dried tomatoes because, I'm walking around looking for you, and I noticed your car is like right when you got out. I was not expecting that. And it got me thinking that sometimes we have to create these little changes, these little movements, these little ripple effects to bring newness into our life. So if you're doing the same thing over and over, it's really hard for you to expect different results, So if I'm manifesting, trying to co-create, working on my abundance, on my personal life, on, all the little things that bring me my happiness and my bliss, but I am not creating change, I'm not doing things differently from as simple as parking spaces, then it's really hard to see those results because it's almost like I don't want change. It's kind of like what I'm sharing in my own reality. Yes, I want this, but the truth is I'm not ready, or I'm not doing anything to cause those ripple effects to create change. So then another thing that I did today, we went to eat our lunch in one of our favorite restaurants, and I usually park on a certain side, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna park somewhere else today. And that's what I did. So I created that little bit of change, and believe it or not, these are just little things that we do that cause cosmic reactions in our lives. So for this client, using the Solomon seals, which is something that I do, but I never really did as much as I'm doing it right now, even for my stuff, I feel that this will cause a lot of ripple effects in her life. So this one is mine. It's something that I'm working on, and it's also in the energy of Mercury, which is today. Today energy is in Mercury. Oops, I didn't mean to drop that. Because at 5 o'clock, I go live on my Patreon, so it's completely different. So for those of you that are here and want to continue and interact, because if you notice, I don't allow chatting anymore on my YouTube unless you are a subscriber or one of my Patreons, because I get a lot of like weird people come out here and just talk babble, and I don't want that to be, I don't get it. Oh, okay, now I get it. Anywho, okay, so one of the most powerful Solomon seals was I was sharing with you guys, and I also have a ritual. You could go into my YouTube channel and just kind of look through it. I share how do I use this divine seal, and this is the second pentacle of Mercury, for those of you that ask. And it's supposed to be really powerful at granting wishes. So like when you feel like you're in a rut energy and you're not manifesting, this is a great seal to use to manifest almost like the impossible, right? And I've done this here live. I show you how to call the divine energy in the Solomon seal and the Hebrew names. And in my Patreon, I go in depth the power behind this beautiful language and how to use it in our lives, almost in our daily lives, and even here, like you're not seeing it, but I have my rainbow magic candle that I did a ritual for all you guys, well, not all of you, but some of you, during the rainbow full moon energy. And believe it or not, those candles are still going. They're still working over your intentions. So it's really, really powerful when we use these seals. And I think it's super crazy because usually candles burn a lot quicker. And I'm talking about, this was 3 Sundays ago. And yes, I snuff it because I use different energies, but even then they do not last that long. And these candles have been really taking its time. It's almost like, using the Solomon seals that we worked on during the rainbow energy created this kind of like slow motion effect to really align us with our intentions and desires. I'm working, which is this first seal that I shared with you, I'm working on something personal for me, and I will be sharing that magic on my Patreon. My Patreon is linked below, so you guys could go over there, and our lives on Patreon are public, but only on Patreon for you to be able to interact with and see. But of course, to use this magic, you have to be a paid Patreon. And I have different memberships. Also, even if you're not a paid Patreon and you want to, let's say you want to get some of these seals and do some of the, like we just did, planning for our next 3 months of manifesting, you could get the printables on my Patreon, and those are all available there. So yeah, this is one of the seals. Another one that I'm going to be talking about in our Patreon is the first pentacle Mercury, which brings magnetism to the owner. So it's almost like you become a magnetic energy vibration to attract what it is that you intend and desire. So that is this one. And then the fifth pentacle opens the doors of any kind. So if you've had like blocks, or you feel like you're not receiving the success that you need to receive, or there's something in the way, the fifth pentacle of Mercury opens the doors. So it goes against any resistance and that. I'm also going to be creating the smaller seals. Those are the ones that you print and download, so it's easier for you to work on in a repetitive type of energy. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun to work all this magic. There's so much magic on our Patreon, like so much magic, and you guys can all be part of this. It is completely easy to tap into that. My Patreon is linked below, and like I said, the first membership is absolutely free. I do have a class, and you could take the first 7 days to try it out also for free. The good thing about Patreon is that you could pay as you go, if there's like this month you're like into it and you're doing all the work, and then next month you're like, I can't because I'm doing this or that, or I'm on vacation, or whatever it is you're doing, then you could cancel for the month and come back. For now, I don't have anything sold out, so it's easier for you to do that. I feel like once I get into that energy of having a lot of people, then some tiers will be sold out. So again, it's all up to you and how you want to do it. So let's talk about today's energy, because today's energy, and I was sharing about this on my Patreon, it says is the Mars aligns with Jupiter and is a powerful day for manifestation. And this is why I wanted to use these specific seals to magnetize what we are trying to manifest. And again, more so for my clients, because they pay me to do the work for them. So this is why all of their candles are lit, and just a lot of energy flowing to align my clients with their intentions and desires. So we are going to be doing a very specific energy vibration to align us with our intentions and our desires. And we're also going to be talking about some magic that I came across, and of course I wrote it in my planner. Sorry, I have my planner open to the page. It talks about inspiration and the magic behind inspiration, and how to live an inspired life. And when we do this, how we amplify what we're trying to co-create. And it's really, really powerful to work on that vibration and that energy. I don't have it open here. So anywho, yes. So I hope to see you all on my Patreon to be part of this. I have major goals that I want to manifest, and I need your help to do so. I have added a lot of printables, a lot of videos, just a lot of ways for you to co-create. And one of the things that, as I was getting ready to do this live, that I sat with Spirit, one of the things that we talked about was how we need to put ourselves first. And I'm always sharing with you guys. And a lot of times we don't understand what that means. It was like, what do you mean put myself first? Like, what are you talking about, Daisy? And what Spirit is trying to share with us when Spirit says put yourself first is that take daily ritualistic steps towards your intentions and desire every single day. So per se, I like to meditate every single day. I like to sit down and do my work, not just what I'm sharing with you guys, but for myself, my co-creation. And one of the things that I just shared on a post was that I was really wanting to spend summer vacation with my granddaughters. I had been visualizing it for months and months. This amazing summer vacation, just having a lot of leisure time, a lot of memory making. And one of the things that I did last night was I even created in my journals, because I do a lot of scrapbooking and I'm artsy grandma on TikTok. One of the things that I did was I created different layouts with inside out core memories. It was really, really nice to do that. And creating all of these snippets and pictures of all of this time. We spent almost a whole month, if not over a month. I think it was like over a month that we spent together and just having fun. And it was crazy, because as a human, you fear like, oh my God, am I not going to have enough abundance to, go out to eat or enjoy, all this leisure time? And am I not going to be able to have as much fun, because everything has a price, right? But we were able to do so much fun things, and arts and crafts and pool time and just everything. Did I see the things that I want to do for next time, make changes for next time, do kind of plan other things, because they're like, I want to try this out, right? So then what that created was, again, a cause and effect of inspiration and excitement, because it's like, oh my gosh, so next time we're going to do this. So you're now already inspired because you had all this time, all this greatness. I taught them how to tap, and how to just do a lot of self-love, and how to be more caring towards each other, how to support each other. And I felt really good being able to do that and share that with my granddaughters. And then, as they just left a couple days ago, as I sit down and now I'm in my journals, I'm planning September, October, November, huge plans, huge ideas. Even things like, here, one of the things that happens when you're doing all these self-love, I'm putting myself first, I'm manifesting for myself, I'm going to sit down every day and script, I'm going to sit down every day and just visualize, I'm going to sit down every day and reread my scripting letters, whatever it is that we're working on. So when you every single day put yourself first and do these things for yourself, believe it or not, you might not see it today, tomorrow, in a month. And like I said, this summer vacation was something that I visualized months and months ago. Like I'm talking about 2023. And of course, because I was planning for summer, so you'll be like, oh, that took forever. And yeah, some of these manifestations take forever. But here's my thing. Is it a burning desire? Is it something that you truly want? Because if you're not putting effort or dedication, if you're not allowing the changes, then maybe it isn't something that you really want. Maybe it isn't the change or the experience or the material thing that you want to hold and have and to be a part of your life. So I feel like when we don't put effort towards the things that we intend and desire, then maybe deep within us, we feel undeserving. And that is a major block. And I talked about this a lot in this abundance class that I just did on my Patreon. Again, the link is below for those of you who want to start taking that class. That sometimes I myself would feel guilty. Of course, I was super young. I was in my 20s. And when people were like, oh, but you have a gift from God, you shouldn't charge for it. So usually these are people that have a lot of lack and poverty, mindset. So then they feel that other people shouldn't benefit or other people shouldn't make money from them, because they have that low income mindset, right? So then they brought me down to their levels. And even over the years, decades and decades later, I still would allow my clients to bring me down to their level, whatever they were going through. If they were having, and this is radical, but I had clients that if they would have issues in their relationship, I would just go, like, I would become so close to them and I have to fix this. And, that I would even have issues in my relationship. And sometimes they were like similar to what the client was going through. And I know this sounds crazy, but it is because we are all manifesting all the time. So I had to build myself, and I still work on this every single day, to be at a level where I no longer, and I'm very loving and caring. I absolutely love my clients and I want to be, close to them and a part of them, but I no longer go to their situation, go to like personally. You can pass by. Can you bring me a water when you come back? Thank you. So I don't want to be at a level where they're not going to benefit, and think about your job, whatever it is that you do. Think about your kids, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but think about how much you love your kids and you take care of them. But if you don't nurture yourself, if you don't sleep, if you don't have, mommy time or daddy time or parent guardian time, if you don't take care of yourself, then you're going to not be the best for your child. So the same thing goes for whatever it is that you do. One of the things that I do is, because I have a side gig, and sometimes my side gig is a lot of work because I'm not a spring chicken, and I'll have to take a week off or sometimes even 2 weeks off, and I would feel guilty because of the income, because I love that's leisure time, that's extra credit card money, it's like, but sometimes it's your body and your energy sharing with you where the balance has to be made. And believe it or not, one of the craziest and oldest metaphors and quotes that I remember from my mom was, dime con quien tú andas y te diré quién eres. And it's, tell me who you hang out with and I will tell you who you are. Because we are mirroring our surroundings. And this is our hardest issue, and why so many of us have like boulders in our manifestations. For instance, my husband is a realist, so he has to see it in order to believe it. So what I do is I won't tell him shit. I'll do this and that and the other, and then when it's manifested, then I'll be like, oh, guess what? I just sold a book and I made $20,000. And he's like, holy shit, what? And he's freaking out, But if I would be like, hey, I'm going to launch this and I'm going to do this advertising, or I'm going to collab with this author, and we're going to share each other's stuff, and my goal is to make $10,000. And he'll be like, oh, you're crazy, that's not going to happen, or that's a lot of money, how's that going to happen? Like he'll find a way of making it like I have to see it, there's no way that could happen. So I started and I noticed this way back when. And one of the first things, and I talk about this in my scripting book, was that, I'm the type of person that I believe and I see it. I see that I'm going to create this book and I see the outcome is going to, but them having the surrounding of creating a lot of resistance makes it hard. And I have other people around me that I get excited. I'm like, oh my God, I did this. I'm so excited. I just finished it. And then they're like, so you have to be very careful who you share what you are co-creating. Per se, clients, spouses, even your children, co-workers, bosses, like be very careful where you are sharing, because you don't want others people dirty feet to rain on your parade. You just don't want that. So when I have a huge project, usually I'll share it with you all here on my Patreon, especially because it's like, these are my supporters, they love me, they're eager to support me, that they want to see me flourish and prosper, because they know that they're also co-creating and they're getting excited, but unfortunately we do have people that come across that are what others call haters, or they jealous, or or why does she have it and I don't, or so I feel when you step into your life, into who you are, your true self, and you decide, yes, I do want to be married, yes, I do want to have children, or yes, I do want to be an independent person and put my career first. So whatever it is that you want out of life, it is okay to want it. Don't allow other people to deteriorate what you intend and what you desire. It's okay for some women to have kids, and it's okay for other women not to have kids, because that is their intention and desire, just like it's okay for some men to want or not want, or to live in certain places. As long as I always say, as long as you're not hurting anyone with your intentions and desires, you totally deserve to have it. So why should anyone stop you from co-creating what you're trying to have, what you're trying to manifest, even if they're the closest person to you? Why? So I'm going to read to you a crazy post. Oh my God, I lost my phone. And because I did have a radical dream. Okay, I just had my phone, people. Did you not see it? Okay. I had to ask you, where's my phone? So I had this crazy dream. Of course, I'm not going to share with you the details because the dream was for me, but it had to do with connecting with oh my God, and I don't have it. I must have deleted it. Well, so the post says something about lower vibrations will work with your most trusted and loving surrounding individuals to put boulders and steps and cause you from co-creating what you intend and desire. And I was like, that is, so what do you do? You have to set a pace, intend, continue to script, determine, I'm going to have this. I don't care what daddy says. I don't care what mommy says. I don't care what husband or wife says. I'm going to do this. This is what I want. This is what I intend. This is what I desire. And this is what I'm going to have. And stay true to you and your calling. So, and then how do you go from there? So in my 6-week scripting class, this is why that class is so powerful. And by the way, my webpage is down for a little while because it's getting revamped and the classes are not going to be up. So I'm doing like relaunches. So for those of you that are in the webpage, try to use it as much as you can, because it is going to go down for a little while until my next relaunch. I'm doing that because I'm working with someone that does marketing and stuff, and they also said that this is a great way to get people excited, and also is a great way to save some money, because I put money every single month into this webpage. Anywho, long story short, to live an inspired life, because sometimes we feel like crap. Sometimes someone tells you something and they are like walking with their dirty feet all over your thoughts, all over your ideas, all over your optimism, and they're just crapping all over it. So sometimes what I'll do is I go to my happy place. Now, of course, I'm lucky that I live in my happy place. I'm lucky that I live my dream life and that my happy place is going to specific places and feeling really good and buying a margarita or Hawaiian coffee and enjoying that and indulging in that and sitting down and reading or writing or whatever it is that I'm truly, truly enjoying at the moment. So you need to find your happy place. What is it? Like I say in my 6-week scripting class, I would ask the participants to go to like coffee houses or to go to nice resorts or just places like parks, places that they found their happiness, that when they went there, they felt wealthy and abundant and just living their bliss. Because, a lot of the times we're like, oh, I want to be rich because I don't want to have that much chaos. Or I want to be rich because I want to be able to take the day off and do whatever I want. So what's stopping you from doing that today? Sometimes rich people are not going to the Ritz-Carlton, every single day of their life. Sometimes they're just going to parks, so indulge in your happiness, and sometimes it could be completely free. You forgot to bring me water. When I talk too much, my throat gets dry. So no matter what you're trying to manifest, every single day, set time aside for it. That is really, really important. And I'm gonna have to let you go because I'm gonna have a coffee attack. And I'll see you in the live on Patreon. Namaste.